already here waiting. Eli, what's up? In and out. I get it. Much appreciated anyhow. As usual. Don, what's going on, man? Heading out to grab some takeout. Be right back. That was at 8:40, Don. Man, that was 10 minutes before I was ready to go live. Either way. Well, what's up, everybody? The two of you is in here. So, I guess hit me up in the chat. Let me know who's here. It is really hot out here right now. It is muggy. I don't know if you can hear the crickets in the background. Envious Creations Car Club, what's going on, man? Oh, man, sorry I was late going live here. Busy day. Busy day. Wednesdays are turning out to be a pretty busy day. Oh man, so it's been a pretty busy week here at AHdidit Garage. So it's been, I think it's been 2 weeks since I've gone live on a Wednesday. Obviously we've had a lot going on. I hope I don't get a music strike for that. What up, Scotty? What's going on, man? So yeah, I was kind of letting everybody know I hadn't gone live in like 2 weeks, so we're trying to get the car ready for the rally. I spent Monday through Friday of last week going back and forth doing some tuning with, for those of you that don't know, Jason Aho. Thank you, Don. Thank you very much. Jason Aho. You guys might know him as V8 Kappa on Instagram. So he's a local buddy of mine. So he actually does my tuning. You just want to jump right into it, huh, Scott? You just no beating around the bush or anything. You just want to jump right into it. Just show you the trophy, show you the goods, and that's it, huh? I get it. I get it. She is. There she is. First place, River Valley Road Rally 2023. Man, this is you know, I'm going to be recording all of this on camera. I'm going to sit down properly and, you know, kind of clean myself up here a little bit, cleaner shaven. You know, it's been an absolute, you know, madhouse since I got back Sunday. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera and tell the whole story and, you know, kind of go through all the footage that we got and edit everything down. Saw cars rolling through town when I was working for the rally, a Ford GT and 2 STs. Yes. Yes, there was definitely the navy blue Ford GT. And then, yeah, there were definitely a couple STs. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Dude, I can always count on you for the support, man. Chris, you've always been there for me. I mean, honestly, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say, and to be completely honest with you, I'm probably gonna be better off, you know, telling the story. Joe, hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. You were mowing lawns, but you saw cars rolling through. That is pretty cool because we did roll through Janesville. And I know so Friday when we were on our way out there, we rolled through Dranesville. And then Saturday during the rally, we went back through Janesville again. Actually, the route of the rally took us back the exact same way we came for maybe like the last 10 miles or so. Was actually the first 10 miles of the rally. Yes. Yeah, you guys, please, um, please be sure to like the video. And if you guys are in here, by all means, I mean, let's hear it. You guys got questions, let me hear it. Yes, thank you very much, Scotty. I'll be honest with you guys, straight up. I'm gonna kind of do this live stream a little bit different. If it quiets down in here, I will turn the welder on and get to work. But otherwise, I just kind of want to talk to you guys and answer some questions. If I can only imagine how much in disbelief you guys are, because of how much disbelief I am, however you want to put it. It was, I don't even really know where I want to start. Well, I'll recap on something that Joe and I were talking about earlier today. And take this as you may. I know I say a lot of times that I don't mean to sound cocky, that it's confidence. For the last 2 years, me and Joe and Rudy have been going back and forth about what our plans were going to be this year. We've talked about details that just simply came down to, I'm not going to go into every detail of things that we bring with us on the rally in preparation for it all, but a simple dry erase board. A simple dry erase board was unbelievably crucial to us. Sure, we had a notebook, we wrote down some notes that, for some things that we, weren't just like spur of the moment type things that needed to be written down and recapped immediately. The dry erase board was a big part of it. But for the last 2 years, people had asked us, because we didn't run in the rally in 2022. We actually were asked about it quite a few times just on Friday night before the rally kicked off on Saturday. People were asking us how we thought we were going to do in the rally, considering we had taken a year off. Actually, Dustin Korth asked me, and I told him flat out, like, I feel like we're going to do even better. I feel like that extra year off was shit. It made us want it more. We wanted it more. And Joe and I were talking about it today, and I honestly feel like, we had done progressively better in the 3 years that we ran it in the past. 2019, we came in 24th place. 2020, we came in 18th place. In 2021, we came in 10th place. I did not have a car to drive in the rally in 2022. It was in between the builds. 2023, we're in the Hurricane V, or the AH van, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know, fucking car that should not be. And the whole time, Joe and Rudy and I, we just kept saying, we were being, what I look back on now is we were being pretty modest by saying that we were just simply going for the podium. We had done progressively better. Next step from 10th place, let's get to the podium. And I was telling Joe, like, I feel like me saying those words out loud was me in particular, I speak for myself, was me being modest. But in all reality, I wanted first place. I wanted to win. We came there to win. Put all the work into the car to win. right? We didn't come there just to get podium, right? We came there to win. And, you know, thankfully that is what ended up happening. You know, we won. But I mean, that's basically the front cover and the back cover of the book. The story in between, man. All right, well, I guess we'll just kick it off on Friday. Let's go back a couple days prior. So Tuesday, I was doing some filming with my GoPro, and my GoPro decided to take a shit. So I had a GoPro 7, and it happened to me a couple times in the past where it overheated and it shut off. Last Tuesday, it was only showing me the overheat, and it was consistently shutting off. So I was like, well, this isn't good. We have the rally coming up this weekend. I need a GoPro. So I bit the bullet and decided to go out and buy a GoPro 11. Ordered it on Amazon, and it was supposed to be delivered Wednesday night. Come home Wednesday, there's a UPS tag on the door, a FedEx tag on the door. For whatever reason, I was so busy that week, I didn't even think twice about it. Right? Didn't even think twice about it. I saw the tag. I knew the tag meant that a package needed my signature, but just completely out of mind. I had no idea you guys were so serious within that thing. Hey, you know what, man? When you drive around in an HHRSS looking the way we do, you know, I get it. Got that RPD installed. Now need to find... Excellent. Fantastic. So... I got my Sharkleberry Flame Kool-Aid. Anyways. So I ordered the GoPro. One thing led to another. It was delivered Friday afternoon at about 1 o'clock. Right? I wanted to be on the road no later than 1 o'clock. So what's next then? We'll get to that, Eli. So Friday, GoPro comes. We're just kind of, you know, we picked Rudy up. Joe and I picked up Rudy. We went to Frank's Diner in town, got some breakfast. Love the people there. Shout out to Kevin and Julie from Frank's Diner. They hooked us up with breakfast. And that's kind of become a tradition of ours too. Every year before the rally, we kick it off. We kick off our weekend with a Friday morning breakfast at Frank's Diner. That's how we won. That might be how we won. That, you know what? I'm telling you, dude, there were things that happened. So many good things happened that just outweighed the negatives all weekend long that, dude, we just rode the wave. That's all it was. We just rode the wave. How much horsepower do you think it had? This car was tuned at about 290 to the tires. So Friday comes, we have breakfast, come back to the house. We're kind of hanging out, waiting around for FedEx to come. Did you pick up at Frank's? No. We ate there. We sat at the counter and we ate there, man. Dude, respect to the cooks, man. You sit at the counter and you eat there. You know, we dealt with that fryer heat coming right off of us. We got in the car and we smelled like bacon for like the next day. That part was great. Anyways, so we got our breakfast, come back to the house. We're waiting for the FedEx guy to come with my camera. He finally shows up. In the meantime, Joe and I and Rudy kind of decided that the roof needed some vinyl work to it, so we 290 Shetland ponies. That is right. So we decided to throw some vinyl on the roof, and we connected the stripes coming up and over the car to some curved stripes on the roof. So we kind of did that to kill some time, and it had been something that Joe was telling me that I should have done. You know, he wanted me to do it when we were doing the stripes to begin with, and I was just kind of, maybe not, but... So we killed some time and did that. We all decided that the car needed it, and it looked much better with them. So finally we get on the road. drive out to Dubuque, Iowa. We got there at about 5 o'clock or so, 5:30. Checked in at the hotel. Went and met everybody, all the other teams at I forget the name of the bar. It was a brewery that we met everybody at for dinner. Well, supposed to be for dinner, but there ended up not being any more seating. So we, what the fuck did we get to eat? I don't even remember what we ate that night. Not important. Anyways, we crashed Friday night. You know, it's kind of a, you know, we're not really looking to party Friday night, obviously, you know, with the race coming Saturday morning. So get up at probably 6 o'clock. Got up. Didn't have any coffee, that definitely didn't help. I probably should have had some coffee. But we might not have had any problems at all had I had some coffee. But so Friday morning we go to the driver's meeting. And that's kind of like where it all started, right? Like, that's kind of where, like, the opportunities started to present themselves. So we do the driver's meeting. Everybody kind of goes back to their car. There's a big group of people that just kind of like walk to the bathroom, and, you know, they go to the bathroom. I get stuck in a conversation with somebody and decide kind of last minute that I'm going to go, you know, I'm going to go to the bathroom before I get in the car. Right? Go shake the dew off the lily, right? Coming back, I'm literally walking out of the bathroom, and my phone rings, and it's Dustin Korth. He says to me, "Hey, sweetheart." He's like, "Are you looking to go racing today?" I said, "Yeah, of course I am." He's like, "All right, well, you're in the first leg." He's like, "Where are you at?" I was like, "I'm on my way back to the car right now. I was just going to the bathroom." He's like, "Do you want me to put you in the second leg since you're not here? Or are you going to be here?" I said, "Dustin, I'm running. I'm literally running through the parking lot right now." So, right? Get in line. I think I was the fifth car. Right? Yeah, because I was behind the Swenty brothers. So I was the fifth car of the first leg. Basically the fifth car out. Get in the car, and, you know, we're all on the Zello app. So we can, all the drivers, all the teams can talk to each other live. So all the teams can talk to each other. And while we're kind of lined up for the, please tell me you guys were banging some gears during the rally. So, we get launched. We're driving. And so basically here's how it plays out. Each car is launched 2 minutes apart. And then I believe it's a 5-minute gap between each leg. And then 5 cars in each leg, 2 minutes apart, 5 minutes between each leg. I believe that's how it goes. So we were the last car of the first leg. Alex Martinez is standing there with his wife at the launch, and basically, you know, they're standing there kind of asking us how we're feeling, if we're excited and whatnot, and, you know, getting ready to do the countdown. Countdown starts, and when they get to 0, she hands us the card. And as soon as she gets to 0, we take the card. Timer starts. Okay? They say to us, at that moment, when they hand you the card, shit gets serious. Right? Alex's, you know, entire demeanor changes. His you know, it kind of went business, right? Went from just shooting the shit to basically, you guys have 2 minutes to read the card. From there, you can go. Now, it is up to each team what they do with that initial 2 minutes, right? Because that is what they say to you. You have 2 minutes to read the card, right? So they give you the card. Now, what we would do, Joe would take the card, open the envelope, take the card out, take a photograph. Joe would take a picture of the card and then pass it back to Rudy, and we would have we would have a very specific set of things that we would do in a very specific order. There's a lot of conversation between Joe and Rudy. Joe's on a tablet with GPS, right? The only thing that I am concerned with, the only thing that I am doing other than driving the car, is controlling the tripometer. Okay. Last year I did one other thing while driving, but the only thing that I did as the driver was control the tripometer. So Joe gets the card, he reads the very first instruction to me. Okay? That instruction is basically, because all the checkpoints are always in a very specific spot in a parking lot so that the drivers pull up to that spot and they all pull away from that spot going in the exact same direction so that when they're reading the card, right, the spot that it's referring to isn't behind them, it's always in front of them, right? So the very first instruction Joe reads to me, which is always which direction to go out of the parking lot. And it says, when you get to the stop sign at the exit of the parking lot, it'll say like, go left or go right, and then it'll give you a certain distance that you go. That was the first thing they told me. From that point, in our car, you had 2 minutes. They gave you 2 minutes to read the card. And from that 2 minutes, on the bottom of the card, it gave you a time allowed. A time allowed, GPS coordinates, and then below, okay, so it was the list of instructions. Joe would read me the very first instruction. After that, I don't give a shit. Don't tell me anything beyond where I'm going next. Tell me where I'm going next, and that's it. And only tell me once. If I ask you to repeat it, repeat it. Otherwise, only tell me once. Right? So we would, and then at that point, it was always a very specific, from the stop sign, for example, it was exit the parking lot, from the stop sign, go right, let's just say 1.9 miles. So at that stop sign, I clear the trip, right? I make that right-hand turn. Now I know that the only thing that I know is I have to drive 1.9 miles. And then from there, my co-pilot and my navigator will give me another, not even a decision. They'll just give me another direction. They're going to give me another direction, another distance. And as soon as I make that turn, I clear the trip, right? Every time they give me a direction, when I go through with that direction, I would clear the trip. And that's just, thank you. Thank you very much. And that's really the only thing that I was doing. I was listening to Rudy and Joe give me instructions. They were giving me directions. They told me where to go, what to do. Joe was on top of my time as far as, so now at every checkpoint, when you get to the checkpoint and they gave you the card, some of the cards had an optional photo bonus. So with the photo bonus, you could, you could divert from the directions on the card and go to the photo bonus location that had GPS coordinates, like longitude, latitude. The instructions were very clear, very specific. More specific this year than they've ever been in the past, because of something that our team did 2 years ago. So the instructions for the photo bonuses are extremely detailed. to the point where they word it specifically so that punctuation matters, right? They go above and beyond. Gretchen Gaussman goes above and beyond designing the route and wording the cards to intentionally trip people up, right? The plan is to try and confuse you. The plan is to put as much pressure on you as possible while you're in a very crunch situation, because you're trying to make time, right? You're trying to make it to a destination on time. And then with the photo bonuses, in the years past, we would get the cards, we would figure out where we were going, and then we would kind of base the photo bonus. We would really just kind of base it off the distance. And kind of, honestly, I don't even really know the thought process we really had into the photo bonuses in the past. Some of them we did, some of them we didn't. And the ones that we did were simply because we felt they were achievable. This year, talking about it on our way to Dubuque, it was one of the things that we talked about. And it was just simply, we're going to go for every single photo bonus, right? We're going to go for every single photo bonus that we can. And that we also did know that there's always one photo bonus that is referred to as basically as a wrench, and that bonus is one or the other. You either get the photo bonus or you get to the checkpoint on time, because there is not enough time to get from the previous checkpoint to the photo bonus and then to the checkpoint on time. It's physically impossible with the modes of transportation that we're going with here. There were many teams that tried. There were a couple teams that photoshopped photos to try and, I don't even want to call it cheating. I'm not going to say that they tried cheating. They tried to pull off what we did pull off. But the way we did it was legal, and we took advantage of the way things were worded, which is now why everything is worded very, very specifically. And there's GPS coordinates attached to every photo bonus. We're backpedaling. So we decided that we were going to hit every photo bonus, which we had done pretty successfully. So rally launches, we're driving, we're hitting checkpoints. We get to checkpoint 4, and after checkpoint 4 is then lunch. So how did this play out? So before we went to lunch, when we braked for lunch, hit up some Quick Trip, got ourselves some white chicken and cheese sandwiches. Yes, that's what I was just going to say, Joe. So after lunch, after that checkpoint, there was a photo bonus that we did hit. Right, so when we went to lunch, we felt extremely confident. Like in our car, our team, we felt extremely confident. We knew that based off our times, we were doing pretty good. Now in 2010, we finished in 10th place with the fastest time deviation. So we knew we could drive fast, right? We knew we could get to checkpoints. We did not know if we could do photo bonuses and checkpoints and rack up the points and stick with the time. Joe, why aren't you in the garage? Keep interrupting. Dude, honestly, I was lucky to be able to get Joe out here as often as he could. So yeah, he's not able to get out here every Wednesday. So anyways, we're at lunch and our spirits are super high, right? Like our confidence is way up there. You know, we thought that we had been doing really good. We didn't know exactly how good we had been doing at the time, but based off the times that we had in our car, that we had on our charts, we were doing good, right? We were doing really good, right? We felt good. Did our photo bonus, went to lunch, right? Had some time, just kind of hung out, and then hit checkpoint 5, which was at like a scenic lookout, right? So it's kind of like a high peak in the Kettle Moraines, Wisconsin. It's like the southwest area, kind of like the southwest corner, and more like the southern part of the central state. Hit that checkpoint, and again, we got to that checkpoint on time. We submitted our photo bonus. We're all good. We're coming down out of this scenic route, right? And it's a 2-lane road. It's a 2-lane road with no shoulder, no turnoffs, no driveways, nothing, right? If anybody's ever done Tail of the Dragon, it was very similar to that, but it was maybe 1.5 miles of turns and everything to get us down out of this scenic lookout back onto the main road. As soon as we pulled away from the checkpoint, and I pulled out past the stop sign and followed the first instruction, the car did something. We heard a pop, right? But it was very quiet, very faint. And we should have known right then, like I should have known exactly what it was. But for whatever reason, the car was still moving, right? The car was still moving under its own power. I still had boost. So I don't think the issue had fully happened, right? So we're coming down out of this pass, and I'm kind of carving these turns, and all of a sudden the stop sign comes about, and I said to these guys, there's something wrong with the car. The car's not happy. As we're, getting to the lower elevation, I said to him, like, I almost feel like the car's running out of gas. Joe points out to me, he said, look at your air-fuel ratio. Your air-fuel ratio is dropping way down. And the stop sign is in sight, and the car dies. I said to them, we're in a dead car. There was a parking lot right before the stop sign, right? We coasted into the parking lot. Put the car in, neutral, pulled the e-brake, jumped out, or put the car in neutral, tried to start it again, and it would start, but it wouldn't run. Like, it was running really rough. Popped the hood. Obviously, the first thing we did was check to see if there was charge pipes that had popped off. So we popped the hood, and 3 of the 4 couplers that are visible from looking down into the engine bay, those 3 couplers were intact, right? The speed at which things were happening here, at that point, we pulled the mass airflow sensor, and I tried starting the car again, and the car started, right? And it was running fine. No boost, but it was running. So we plugged the mass airflow sensor back in. Same thing. Air fuel ratio goes to shit. The car shut off. So I said to him, I have a spare mass airflow sensor in the back. I said, of course, it's in the toolbox. The toolbox is under the spare. Pop the hatch. Pull our bags out. Pull the shelf out. Unstrap the spare tire. Pull the spare tire out. Pull the tool bag out. Pull out the mass airflow sensor and the toolkit through whatever the nut driver size is. Swap the mass airflow sensor. No change, right? No change. So at this time, now we're sitting here and we're starting to panic, because now we've been here for, really, we had only been on the side of the road at this point for maybe 1.5 minutes, right? Decisions were happening, the ball was moving, the clock was ticking, and decisions were being made, right? And we were not fucking around, right? The car was not running. We had a few decisions to make. The decisions were either we call a tow truck and we have them come pick us up because we don't necessarily know what exactly is wrong with the car at this exact moment. Or we put everything back in the car. How many miles was it, Shane? It was, I think we drove for probably close to, shit. I need to figure it out, but I want to say it was close to like 350 miles. Because we put 600 miles on the car all weekend and ended up not driving as far as we thought to get to Dubuque. And then the rally ended in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, so that was only 2 hours away from home. I will figure out the exact mileage before I actually record a video. But it was about 320 to 350 miles. So we're on the side of the road. We basically decided, let's get to the next checkpoint and go from there, right? So we disconnected the mass airflow sensor. We threw everything back in the car. Started the car up, and at this point, we had been passed by, I think, 3 other teams, all of which shouted to us from their moving vehicles, asking if we were okay, right? And my simple response to all 3 of them was just simply, I don't know. I don't know, right? So they jumped onto the Zello app, and they kind of shouted out to everybody that we were down and out and that we were in a parking lot. So at this point, a majority of the teams that have been paying attention to the walkie-talkie app are now aware that we're down. We made the decision to throw everything back in the car and to just drive. Right? So we put the spare back in, tools back in, everything back in the car. We get back in the car. Okay, hold on. Time out. Once the rally was all said and done, because I told you guys how well we were doing before lunch, how well we thought we were doing before lunch. All said and done, all the officiants from the rally told us that before lunch, we had a 9-second time deviation off of the bell, right? We were 9 seconds off of that point. We were in first place from the launch to lunch. First place. The whole first 4 checkpoints. We knew we were doing good. We didn't know we were setting pace, right? We didn't know we were setting the pace. So car breaks down, we get everything back in the car, we start driving, following the instructions, and I mean, the memory that I have when we got to this stop sign, we're sitting there and they're telling me, Rudy and Joe are telling me, Aaron, you need to make a left and you need to go X amount distance down the road. The stop sign that we're sitting at, it's the longest I sat at any single stop sign the entire rally. Yes, I did stop at every stop sign. But this stop sign, we sat at for a little bit longer because in front of me, there was a sign that said Racine 43 miles straight ahead. They were telling me that the instructions wanted us to take a left. The only thing that I knew at that time was that my car was hurt, right? That we didn't know what was wrong with the car. It was not happy. And that, we didn't know where the race was ending. So it very well might be a situation where, we might be better off just going home. And, just, 43 miles straight ahead is home. We still have the 5th checkpoint to get to. We still have half of the rally to go. It's going to be more than 43 miles. And I will be completely honest with those of you watching right now. When I sat at that stop sign, I was sitting there for a little bit, and Rudy was in the back seat, and they didn't ask me, what are you thinking about? What are you doing? Rudy just put his hand on my shoulder from the back seat, and he's like, "What do you want to do, Aaron?" And I just said to him, I was like, let's just get to the next checkpoint. So we took a left, and this is the Kettle Moraines of Wisconsin. So these are rolling hills, like big, nice, big rolling hills. Like these are roads that are known for cruising down, right? And now we're doing it with no boost in a 4-cylinder HHR, basically without a turbo. And she was a dog. She was a dog. I got passed by regular traffic. I got passed by regular traffic when that car was down while we were driving from checkpoint to checkpoint, right? So we get to checkpoint 5. We make it there on time, right? The numbers that we were doing in the car, we figured that we were on the side of the road, switching the mass airflow sensor. I believe for what we thought was 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So we knew that 3 minutes and 45 seconds, you throw that into the math of the 2 minutes that they gave us to read the card and the time that they've allowed us to get to the next checkpoint. We now have to subtract 3 minutes and 45 seconds from all of that. And then we're left with that amount of time to just simply get to the checkpoint. But now we're going ridiculously slow. And thankfully, there was only one photo bonus left from checkpoint 5 to the finish line. And that photo bonus ended up being the wrench, right? So it ended up being the photo bonus that either you got the photo bonus or you got to the checkpoint on time. This was after checkpoint 8 on our way to the finish line, I believe. I believe that's where it fell. So we're on our way to the finish line, or we'd left the final checkpoint on our way to the finish line. And when it came time to make the decision of are we going to go to the photo bonus or are we going to go to the checkpoint, I turned to the photo bonus because our initial conversation was we're going to go for every photo bonus. And I believe that was just the common thought in the car that we're going to go for it and we're going to see where it goes. Well, for whatever reason, they're doing the math and they basically told me, this is the one. This is the photo bonus that we either get the bonus and not know how many points it's worth, or we go to the finish line and finish on time, not knowing how many points that is, right? None of this is known to us. We don't know how many points anything is worth. We don't know any of that. All we know is a time that we're supposed to show up at a certain location to take a card or cross the finish line, right? So at that point, they basically told me, Aaron, you're not going to be able to make it to the finish line on time. What do you want to do? Do you want to get this photo bonus? Or do we want to check the finish line? Or do we want to get to the finish line? And I turned around, right? I turned around. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, I'm not going to, the car, we don't have the power in the car. I don't have the power, Captain. I don't have the power, right? We didn't have the fucking power in the car to even attempt to get any points at the checkpoint, any points off of that curve. We were going to be so late. We didn't think we were going to get any points. And then at that point, forget it. So we turned around and we just went to the finish line. We just went straight to the finish line. The car that was in front of us that pulled up, and when we pulled up, this car was sitting there. And that car, it was the red Jaguar. I said to the guys in the car, I said, that car's not supposed to be here yet. I said, they're supposed to be behind us. I said, either they screwed up or like us being on the side of the road for that 3 minutes and 45 seconds, like royally screwed us. And we lost track of something. You know, time got, you know, a phone was paused, a clock was paused, or something. Something happened where our time got thrown off. And that's what we were thinking. It was either our time or their time. And I was pretty confident that it was theirs. I was pretty confident that it was theirs. And we asked them when we pulled up next to them at the finish line, we said to them, how much time do you have left? And they said to us, we have 30 seconds. So it's like, okay. You know, at that point, we just decided, like, we're just going to stick to the numbers that we have in our car to the point where we had it down to the second that they told me to cross the line. And as soon as we crossed that line and Alex Martinez put his hand on our car, that stopped the clock. So we crossed the finish line. People kind of came up to us, started asking us questions immediately, you know, glad that they, you know, saw that we had crossed the finish line, you know, because all the officiants and everything, everybody that was running a checkpoint, everybody that was running a checkpoint, like they had their own Zello channel. So they're all talking to each other. So they knew that we were doing good. And they had a pretty good idea before they had run the numbers that we had placed fairly well. To the point where when I parked the car and got out, you know, there was a couple people standing there wanting to know, you know, the story immediately. And for whatever reason, I got out of the car with the mass airflow sensor in my hand. We parked and I got out and it was in my hand. I don't even think I did it on purpose. But then Alex Martinez was across the parking lot and he saw that I had it in my hand and he immediately came up to me with camera in hand, you know, right in my face and asking me questions and interviewing me. And he's like, you know, he says, like, did I just see that you had the mass airflow sensor in your hand? I was like, yes, you did. He's like, and you guys actually crossed the finish line with, you know, with what issues? And at that point, we didn't know. We still didn't know what was wrong with the car. We very well should have checked right then and there, but like we were done. Like I was in, like I was literally just happy that we crossed the finish line. I was in really no mood to chit chat or talk about how well we thought we did or how bad we thought we did. I really just wanted to go inside and, you know, call my wife and call the boys and let them know that we finished. We didn't know how we did, but that we had finished and we were back to the hotel and, you know, all things are safe and everything. And wanted to let the wife know about the car. And, like, they were really the only ones that I wanted to talk to. So, called them, kind of gave them just like the brief overview of what had happened and everything. And, you know, Megan asked how we thought we did, and I told her, I said, I don't think we did very good, like, at all. I'm just glad that we, you know, crossed the finish line. You know, I'm glad that we made it. You know, I sponsored the event. I told her weeks before, like, I'm sponsoring this event. I need it to be a thing, right? I need this to work out. I had no idea that it was going to work out the way that it did, but we willed it into fruition, and we believed in it so hard that it just happened. So one thing led to another, like, you know, at that point, like, I was kind of over it, you know? Like, hey, you know, we crossed the finish line. We finished the rally in a hurt car, right? Like, I'm proud of that, right? Like, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we didn't quit, right? I'm proud that I can tell my kids that I did not quit, right? I did not run home with my tail between my legs with a hurt car, you know, to leave everybody else at the banquet dinner that night talking about me because I sponsored the event but didn't show up and left with a hurt car. Like I didn't want that to be the case, you know. I didn't want people hitting me up on Facebook for the next couple weeks or whatever asking me where we were at for the banquet and what happened to the car. I wasn't going to do that. I told Joe and Rudy, you know, as we were making our way through these last few checkpoints, like, I'm not quitting. Like, I'm not going to give up. You know, I said to them, I will blow the motor in this car and have the tow truck take me to the hotel before I quit. Right? I'm not quitting. We'll cross that finish line on the back of a tow truck if need be, but we will cross that finish line. Which we did. We crossed the finish line. So the banquet comes around, you know, they start doing the announcements. They start announcing the top 10. So before they did the top 10, Joran from FX Window Tint and Graphics in Economowalk, they were the head sponsors of the event. So they were actually, they were given a trophy to hand out for the most unique build. And we won that too. So that was the first trophy that we won. Jorn awarded us with this. I mean, I was super honored to get this, you know. And I thought for sure, like, hey, at least we get to go home with a trophy, right? Like we get to take a trophy home with a broken car, right? Like that's awesome. Like I was happy that I got a trophy, you know. 34 other vehicles in the rally, and like, they chose mine as the most unique build. Very flattering. I thought it was very cool that they awarded that to me. I took it graciously. I was very happy to win that award. And then they started announcing top 10, and when they got to, I think they were 9th place, maybe 9th or 10th place, was the red Jaguar that was at the finish line before us, waiting to cross. Right, they were the car that had 30 seconds left. That they were waiting to cross. I forget what photo bonuses they did or did not get. But they came in like 9th or 10th place. And at that point, like I looked at Joe and I was like, man, they showed up to the finish line ahead of us. Like, and at that point, as soon as they said that they had won that spot, like I was immediately thinking, well, if that's what happened and they finished in that position, then we're way behind them. Like we're either way behind them or for whatever fucking reason, like we're way ahead of them. 9th place, 8th place, 7th place, 6th place, right? They start reading it off. The 5 cars in the first leg all made the top 7 cars. The top 7 5 of the top 7 cars were the first 5 cars to leave. And the Swenty brothers, who were in their Mustang, were talking about how they had missed one photo bonus, right? And they finished with 135 points, and they missed one photo bonus. And we knew, in our car, that we hit every photo bonus except for the last one. And Alex Martinez is, you know, after he had announced them and whatever, he's kind of talking, and he says something along the lines of, the photo bonus that was missed by the Swenty brothers ended up being the deciding factor of first place. And at that point, he kind of says, and first place goes to, and at that, like, as he's saying this, like, the numbers are going through my head super fast, right? Like I'm sitting at the poker table. The numbers are going through my head fast. And as soon as Alex said that the deciding factor was the one photo bonus that the Swenty brothers missed, I knew we got that. And I got fucking goosebumps right then and there, the same as I do right now. Literally have goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps all over again. I buried my head in the back of Nick Swenty. Right? He was sitting right next to me. They just won second place. I buried my head in his back, and Alex then announces that finishing in first place with 138 points and a total time deviation of 132 seconds, I think. 135 seconds. Yeah, we finished something like that. It was our time deviation was like a minute and 30 seconds off the belt. And we fucking came in first place with 138 points. We were incredibly shocked. 104 seconds. Yes, 104 seconds was our time deviation. So the time that we spent on the side of the road, believe it or not, we were actually able to make up some of that time in the slow, hurt car. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Dude, I am giddy about it, man. I mean, dude, I'm not going to sit here and try and like pretend that it's something that it's not, because 34 cars started the race, 32 cars finished. There was almost 31 cars. Here's the other thing. So Sunday morning, we get up, we do our thing, kind of shooting the shit with everybody in the lobby, in the parking lot, taking our time or whatever. We're all starving, right? We are famished, right? We got absolutely smashed the night before, right? We're all just hungry. So we go to a buffet across the street from the hotel, right? We beat the shit out of that buffet. 2 plates each. We maxed on that thing, right? I had so much syrup on my bacon and biscuits and gravy. It was delicious. So anyways, we max on the buffet. We come out and Joe says, maybe we should pull the fender liner back and take a look at that fourth coupler and see if that's the issue. And I said, yeah, maybe we should. It would be nice to not have this issue driving home. And Joe's like, yeah, it would be nice to have boost on the way home. So we pulled up alongside of a building in the shade and pulled the fender liner back, took a look at that fourth coupler to the lower charge pipe, and sure enough, she was disconnected. Now, when we pulled up along this building, I turned my camera on and I immediately started filming. As we got out of the car, pulled the tools out, took the grill off, took the bumper off, and Joe wasted no time climbing under there and doing, most of the dirty work himself of getting the charge pipe put back together and the coupler back on. From the time I turned my camera off to the time I turned my camera on to the time that I turned it off, I was filming for 46 minutes. Had I found that coupler on the side of the road before checkpoint 5 or after checkpoint 5, I would have fixed it right there. We would have spent that 46 minutes in that parking lot and we would have come in dead last. Because I wouldn't have knowingly continued to drive the car in that condition when I knew how simple of a fix it could be, Why would I go out of my way to hurt my car when I could fix it in less than an hour, right? Because we were racing. And, we made the decision on the fly to let it ride. And, yes, it is very much serendipity. We just let it ride, and that decision to let it ride put us in first place. So like I was saying, like, you know, I'm 40 years old. You know, I played some sports and shit, you know, but I never had like I had a game-winning RBI when I was in Little League baseball, you know. Never had like a game-winning touchdown or anything like that. Like I've never won a competition before. I've never won anything major like that before. I've won trophies at car shows, right? I'm not an athlete. I'm not a jock. I never got a fucking ribbon for anything. But arguably I've built cars that are, cool enough that have won me a few trophies here and there. What I got myself into with these HHRs and getting involved in the road rally and the driving and the performance parts that it requires to do the things that I want my car to do, like I haven't looked back on it. I've just given it my all. And when I found the rally and got associated with these people and, they kind of brought me in and accepted me in, like I fell in love with it. And I love driving the rally. And the fact that we've done progressively better every year, was definitely one of those things that I felt like we were capable of getting to first place and, winning this thing. And we did. So the fact that they called my name and I got a first place trophy and I drove the shit out of my car and I made decisions that I shouldn't say I made decisions. We made decisions. The first place trophy goes to the three of us. It goes to my team. Me, my co-pilot, and my navigator, Rudy and Joe. That first place trophy goes to the three of us. The most unique build trophy, that's mine. I'll take that all to myself. A lot of credit where credit is due for the help that Joe had given me and all of that. But I could not have come in first place without them. Those guys, they kept me cool when shit got heavy. Man, I can't thank them enough. Just for, like I said, getting me across the finish line, getting us there, and it was an excellent ride. So, I need to definitely make some notes of some of the other key details, and so when I tell this story, again to the camera, that it's something that can be watched with video, included as to parts of the story that I'm talking about, because we have video of everything. We have video of absolutely everything. But yeah, I hope you guys, continue to follow this story along. I will be posting some more stuff here on YouTube shortly. I've got a couple different videos in the pipeline that I'm literally working on, not as we speak, but I am working on them. I've actually got, I think, 6 videos that I'm currently editing. One should be out by the end of the week. But then I'm going to try and have this video up in the next little bit here. I don't want to shortchange it. I definitely want this to be one of the better videos that I've put out. I need people to start watching the videos that I'm putting out there, and I'm not getting the watch hours that I need to monetize my account by just doing the live streams. But I feel like I've got enough stuff that I've been recording that I can edit down and put some videos out there, and kind of give you guys a better idea of some of the things that I'm doing, not necessarily car related, just kind of across the brand in general. So this has been going on for about an hour and 5 minutes now for the 6 of you that are still watching. I appreciate it. So what's up? You guys want to see about getting a free shirt here or what? Should I give a shirt away? You guys want a shirt? Hello? Anybody want a shirt? I know you do, Don. I know you do. I look good for 40? Well, shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't look 40. How old do I look? I feel 40. I feel 40. I definitely don't feel 18 anymore, that's for sure. Let's fucking go, Adrian. Let's go. I look 30-ish? Great. It's the lighting. It is the lighting. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it's making my beard look thin when actually it's going gray. You want to be the first guy on the West Coast with an AHdidit shirt? I hate to break it to you, Don, but you're not the first in that line. These are not the first AHdidit shirts that have been out. I've had 2 run of shirts prior to this. Okay, second. So for all the lamps that I've done 115 lamps. A majority of all the lamps that I've ever sold have been shipped to California. I was hooked up with a dude from Sirius Satellite Radio for a little bit and doing some stuff for him, and he was talking about me on his show a couple times, and I did an event with him out in Vegas a couple times. Not with him, but I did some stuff for his event that he had in Vegas, and I got the pinup shirt already. Definitely gonna need another hoodie. Dude, you and me both, man. Dude, I wear that hoodie as often as I can, and I've found myself cutting the sleeves off of 2 of my shirts already. So, I mean, honestly, I think I'm my best customer. I've got like 8 of my own shirts. But yeah, Don, send me your address, and I'll send you a shirt, man. I'll send you a shirt, Don. But everybody else, there is a link in the description of this video where you can click on that link, and it'll take you to my to the AHdidit store. Yes, the lettering machine is awesome. Yes, they hook me up. They do a lot of work for a lot of people here in town. And in all honesty, dude, the ladies there, I sent them a message Tuesday of last week, asking if they would be able to get me out a couple shirts, to bring with to the rally, to kind of have there. And they did. Man, they were closed on Friday. They didn't get their UPS shipment until Thursday. They called me Thursday afternoon telling me that my shirts were done. Like, the ladies at the lettering machine are absolutely awesome. It's a mother and daughter that own the place. There's a bunch of ladies working there, and I swear all they do is, like, take care of local people and just consistently do really good work. So shout out to them. Hello, James. Hello. We dropped the Traverse off over there, just so you know. Since you didn't ask, we did drop it off there. But yeah, yeah, so if anybody else is interested in a shirt, hit me up in the DMs. I'll, let's go. I know you will, James. You guys are the shit. You guys are the shit. She told me anytime I want shirts. What did she tell you? Hold on a second. To get it in. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, they're awesome. They're awesome over there. Yeah, and I actually delivered to them like a bunch of sealed envelopes with stickers and a card that, Chris, you should have got that with your order. Shipped to you. So, yeah, the shirts that I actually have in stock myself, I've got large and extra large, and each shirt comes with 5 stickers and a card. Excellent. That's awesome. So you can pick and choose what you want. If you go to the lettering machine and you go to the store, you can pick what I think there's black, gray, and white shirts. We've got pink and purple available as well. We've got some racerback shirts for the ladies, as well as ladies style t-shirts. What the fuck, Kathy? You scared the shit out of me.
Well,
Holy
I didn't know
fuck.
if you were filming. I didn't want to
Yeah,
bother you.
holy shit. My God. What's up?
You missed the excitement this morning.
Uh-oh.
You get some sanding, don't you?
Yeah.
He's in the hospital. His knee swelled up like this, and I'm not kidding, it might be bigger, like a cantaloupe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the point was dragging him out to the car with a wheelchair, trying to get in there, and I couldn't lift him to get him in the car. So I asked the other guy, he came out, we both tried to lift him, and he sat on the edge right here, and then we couldn't get him up, and then he ended up on the ground. So I called the ambulance, and I said, no, I'm not taking him back to the house, he's stuck like this.
Right.
Took him in, found out that he had, you know what sepsis is? It's a blood disease. It's a blood disease, and it kills all your organs. So we found out he had that. He had pneumonia, which he isn't coughing, wheezing, nothing.
Right.
I'm not bothering your phone.
No, you're okay.
So it turns around that, okay, they're going to stick a needle in his knee tomorrow and take all the fluid out. And then if that don't work, they're going to shoot him with steroids. He's got pneumonia, so they're going to keep him there till the end of the week. And then it sounds like they're going to turn around and put him in the rehab thing for 2 weeks, and see if that'll help him get back on his own. So if I didn't happen to have him not make it into the car, and he did get in the car, he could almost be dead. His organs would be shut down. I don't know. I'm going crazy. I got home I was at the hospital from 11:30, and I didn't get home till, I think it was 7:30 when I got home. I was in there all day long. So yeah, I have an interesting program now. But I kind of got a little freedom that I get up like 2 to 3 times or 4 times a day, night, put him to the bathroom. Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't lift him yet last night. So I put him to bed, and then of course he wears pull-ups, and it went through that. So I got him to the bathroom. I turned around and went to the point that he had to get his bed made, change his clothes. Now he stays in the house and just putting pull-ups on him, and not even putting pants on him to do extra laundry. But I thought I'd let you know.
I'll keep you posted.
I know, my neighbors too. I ain't calling his family, because they drive me nuts. He started to talk and be a little more alert when I left today. So I think the antibiotics are working, which is going to be awesome, and I hopefully need any or not much damage from the sepsis part. But they have levels or numbers, and like 1's okay, and when it gets real bad, it's 4. He was 3.8. So I almost lost him. It was like a good thing he crashed on the floor. I did have to.
Yeah.
We could not. And I was thinking of just putting him back in the house, but I said, no, I can't do this. I can't lift him. I can't even lift him to change his pull-ups. So, yeah. I learned now I might have to change the pull-ups to diapers where you do the flips. Because you can roll them sideways, slip it under, roll them back, instead of trying to have him lift his ass. But hopefully if this rehab works, maybe he'll be more, well, no, I don't think he'll be on his feet, but at least he can stand up and down, that I can put him on and off wherever we go with the wheelchair.
Sorry, we missed all that.
Yeah.
That was today.
This morning.
What time did that happen?
11, he was supposed to be at 11:30, so about 11 it happened. It took the ambulance to get there almost 20 minutes. And they only got to come from 60th. This stupid lady on the 911 is asking all these dumb questions about medicine and did he hit his head, and she'd repeat the same questions again. I was like, just send the ambulance. And I even said that to her. She says, well, they're on their way, and it still took 10 more minutes after she said that. It don't take me 10 minutes to go down to the freeway.
I know. That's crazy.
So yeah, it was interesting. Unless they had to send theirs were out and had to send somebody else. I didn't ask where they came from, but yeah. But I thought I'd let you know.
Alright, well, thanks. I'll let Megan know.
Now, is this one yours?
Yeah, that's the one that we raced over the weekend.
Oh, you did? How did it work?
In first place.
You're lying. You got first place? You did some speeding, I know that.
We did some speeding.
And you didn't get a ticket.
Didn't get any tickets.
You got first place.
First place.
Did you get a trophy?
Got a trophy.
You gotta have that thing hanging in here.
Yeah, it is.
Right in the background.
It's right here. And I got first place trophy, and then they also voted my car the most unique build.
Oh, so you got two.
I got 3. I got the winner's circle trophy as well. You came home heavy-handed.
So what'd your wife say?
She thought it was great.
She's
thought it was
supporting
wild.
it, not saying I'm a wife stuck with a motor jockey.
I mean, you know, she could be stuck with much worse, you know.
This is
Pretty cool, isn't it?
oh,
34
no.
other cars.
Yeah. I thought you at least placed, and I was actually worried if you got a ticket. I was talking about you today.
Were ya? Well,
Yeah,
thanks.
with my girlfriend, so I'm gonna have to tell her you got first place out of that.
Thank you. Yeah,
Awesome.
it was a hell of a
You're
trip.
gonna have to put a little light in the corner.
Yeah, I know where to
shine
shine on all my trophies up
Come on,
there.
that is cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good job. I guess I am glad it came over there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm gonna go back.
All right, Kathy.
I came over because I got the dog out there in the bathroom.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, I'll eat sleep through the night. I will have to take the one potty.
Yeah, there you go. Get some rest.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. I'll see you later.
All right, have a good one.
Neighbor's husband's not doing too good. She had to call an ambulance to come pick him up today. I've had to go over there a couple times to help her get him back up. But anyways, so I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Don, if you're still here, send me your info and I will send you a shirt. The rest of you, if you're interested in picking up a shirt, hit up the link in the description below. When this video does go public, you know, maybe I don't even know if I'm going to publish this one. I might not publish this one. I might just let this story ride out. And when I go live next Wednesday, that'll be AHdidit Garage episode 34. This was just kind of the live stream talking about the rally and going through some of these details. You guys were awesome with the questions and the comments tonight, so I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a wild week, so I'm gonna cut it here and what was that? Yes, prayers to the neighbor. Thank you. So, all right, I'm gonna turn this off. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the support pre and post rally. I know some of the comments you guys have been throwing out there lately on some of my posts have been awesome. 2 thumbs up. Ugh. You sure do know how to make a little girl blush. You know? Shit. So, alright. Well, I appreciate it. Y'all take it easy. Don't do anything I wouldn't do twice. And catch you guys on the flip side.